Hey, Westside Church, and thanks for joining us for another one of these devotionals. I'm Ben Fleming, the Generations Pastor, and I want to talk to you real quick about new things. It's New Year, right? Which is the perfect time to continue to talk about brand new things. But really specifically, I want to address how we achieve new things or how we actually begin new things. And there's really good evidence of this in the story of Jesus meeting the Samaritan woman in John 4. If you're unfamiliar with the story, Jesus has to travel from one place to another, and he makes a decision to stop by Samaria on the way. Of course, a city populated with people that the Jewish people were disgusted by and didn't want to come near, and he makes the decision to walk through this place. And then he meets this woman in the middle of the day, a time when no one should be out looking for water because of the heat. And he meets this woman, and it says in verse 7, soon a Samaritan woman came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, please give me a drink. He was alone at the time because his disciples had gone into the village to buy some food. The woman was surprised, for Jews refused to have anything to do with Samaritans. She said to Jesus, you're a Jew, and I'm a Samaritan woman. Why are you asking me for a drink? And Jesus replied, if only you knew the gift God has for you and who you're speaking to, you would ask me, and I would give you living water. She goes on to say, but sir, you don't have a rope or a bucket, she said, and this well's very deep. How would you get this living water? Besides, do you think you're greater than our ancestor Jacob who gave us this well? How can you offer better water than he and his sons and his animals enjoyed? So Jesus does something really profound here. Number one, he goes out of his way in order to have this meeting with this Samaritan woman, and then he begins to speak to her, a woman who has actually most likely been completely rejected even by the Samaritans and not just the Jews, because there's no other reason for her to be going and drawing water at this time. But Jesus creates a new relationship, and eventually, as the story goes, he has this conversation, and she goes back to her friends and her family and her city, and she preaches the gospel to them, saying, I've met this man named Jesus who's told me everything about myself. He is the Messiah. And how Jesus does this is, number one, he goes out of his way to make this new relationship happen. So that's the first thing for you to remember today. If you want to start something new, if you want to do something, whether maybe it's health and fitness, or maybe it's with your family, or write that book, or climb that new mountain, or train this way, or do this way, or think this way, you're going to have to go out of your way to do it, because if it's a new thing, then it's not already along the road that you've created for yourself before in your life. So you're going to have to go out of the way to do it. Now, this also makes a lot of sense for our relationship with our city and the people around us. Things won't always improve around us unless we simply go all the way out of our way to make it happen. So go out of your way to make something new happen today. The second thing, and how he makes something really incredibly new in this, is that he speaks life. He draws life and truth out of this woman where most people have simply only spoken death and darkness. Now, this one's for me. I don't know if it's for you, but this one's for me. Heading into 2021, all these new things that we hope that we're going to embrace. For me, I want to choose to speak life and encouragement with every opportunity that I get, because my generic setting, my switch is usually set on cynicism and negativity. But instead, if we want a new thing, I want a new thing, then we need to be willing to speak life into a situation. And then if you really accomplish this thing and we do a great job building this new thing, then it'll go and it'll run and it'll preach the name of Jesus for itself. That's the fruit that we're looking for, is not just that we would build a new thing, not that just that we would accomplish something else, but instead that we would build something that glorifies God. We love you. Thanks for joining me this morning.